This is Assassin's Creed Origins. We're here on Xbox Series S taking a look at this now updated version of the game. So be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So what are we getting here? Well, primarily the main focus of this particular update was to provide a 60 FPS experience. And yeah, it feels really great to be playing this at 60 FPS. The exploration, the discovery, the combat, it feels quite smooth and generally a lot better. And I think that was their main goal with providing this particular update. Now, in the past, the threshold for this particular experience was 900p with a dynamic scaling. There's a bit of an extra power overhead on the Series S, so I would imagine we're actually getting pretty close to that and or close to locked. Now, in the past, we did also see Odyssey getting a bump up to 1080p, so that could also be the case here in this particular instance, as it does actually look kind of a bit sharper, I would say, in comparison to the last time I saw this. I am so sorry for... Did I cause this? No, I killed this guy. I was like, did I cause that cart to kill that guy? But no, no, no. Anyways, there should also be, I believe, HDR implemented as well. And yeah, this is just an updated version of the open world expansive offering that is Assassin's Creed Origins. So this game was a little bit different in the series if you're not familiar with it. So this was a big revamp point for what Assassin's Creed was. So what they did was they really revamped the core mechanics of it to make it more of an RPG type experience, and that is the style that has been shared through a number of Assassin's Creed games since Origins basically kicked off what we would see continued with Odyssey and also Valhalla, which is the most recent entry. So there's actually been quite a few different offerings in terms of, I guess you would say, gameplay, mechanics, improvements, and different changes to the overall game. And as you can see, you get a beautiful, large-scale, open Egyptian world. I have noticed bits of, like, pop-in a little bit more on this, but, for the most part, I think this is a really, really great-looking experience. Oh, I did not want to follow that road. Go back! Go back, Campbell! So, yeah, I'm definitely impressed by what this has to offer, and overall very happy that we were able to get this sort of improvement. This is something we've been waiting a long time for. Now, this is kind of a quick update, if that makes sense. Like, this, this doesn't, like, completely change the experience, but it completely changes how you interact with the game. I already thought, the game looked pretty good, especially on the base hardware. This was a good showcase of what the Xbox One X could do at the time. But that was, the more the 4K, whereas the base Xbox One, it still was a pretty good visual showpiece. Now, obviously, you can see that some of the resolution bits don't hold up perfectly well, as you're probably noticing little bits of, pop-in or things loading within the world. But I still think it looks generally quite good for the platform, and it's mostly the importance of, hey, 60 FPS, getting that fluidity level going. I think that's really, really great here. Because honestly, it does look pretty good. The characters, the smoothness, the environment, whether you're going on the water or, kind of walking through these different Egyptian cities. And I just want to be very clear. I love the history, the period and time. Like, ancient Egypt is so cool. The pyramids, the weird temples, the hidden surprises deep below. There's so many different things you could see in this world, and it's really, really cool to witness them. So this is really good. If you are playing this for the first time, I think you will be very pleasantly surprised by what this has to offer gameplay-wise. If you are revisiting, it is nice to get 60 FPS if you've got any unfinished business, such as like doing some of the, I don't know, let's say the story missions or the side quests. There's a lot to enjoy in this world. It really was a big offering. And again, a good showcase of Xbox at the time. What is it trying to... There we go. Is there more of these things we gotta do? Is that what we're... No, there's another one? Okay. Sorry, we're looking for, like, jars. It might literally be easier just to, like, get down in there and, like, yeah, start looking. So, yeah, this one really went big. But I also like that it's not necessarily as, I guess I could say, bloated as some of the you know, the other Assassin's Creed games get. In all honesty, some of the later ones are very, very large. It's not like a bad thing, but you can sit there and be like, wow, this game is a little ridiculously large. But this one felt really, really big and felt endless, but at the same time, it still, you know, it didn't seem like it would take forever and ever and ever, which is kind of good, in my opinion. But yeah, some of those later Creed games is just like till the end of time. You could still probably pack in like a couple hundred hours. I'm assuming, like, well, maybe, maybe not. It depends on the type of player you are. There's different difficulty options too if you need some easier, you know, settings. And then there's like the day-night cycle going on. It really is quite a beautiful and expansive world. I mean, just like look at the scale of this place, and it's all brought to life here beautifully at 60 FPS, which is fantastic. I mean, look at all these critters running around, and then of course you've got the classic Creed things too. You can use stealth to your advantage and run in there. But the new mechanics, which definitely make it more of an RPG influenced experience, are like gear collection and, you know, trying to basically improve your level to be able to handle more intense enemies, you know, skill points that you use to improve yourself. There's a lot more going on in this one. But for me, the ancient Egyptian setting is so cool. The hieroglyphics, seeing this time period come alive. I always like to mention when I'm taking a look at this one that the discovery mode is a really cool educational tool if you've ever been interested in learning a little bit more about, I guess you would say, the culture and the history and the time point. But it's also neat that, like, among the cities, you see all these regular people going and doing things. It's not like Unity where they're like super, super dense intensely, but there's a really good sense of density. You know, there's lots of people going around doing different things, you know, and there's just like, there's random events that pop up. It's a pretty cool experience, like genuinely quite an enjoyable time. Yeah, I don't really want to talk to you too much. Here's your stuff. There you go. Kill the soldiers? Ugh. It's always like, kill these people, kill those people. It's like I'm some kind of tool for some kind of order. But this is like, you know, I mean, it is Assassin's Creed, so it is about, you know, this is more about the origins of the actual, I guess you would say, organization to a degree. And there is a future portion of this as well. It kicks off like a futuristic kind of aspect or element of the Assassin's Creed series. So I thought that was pretty neat. And if you're wondering about my lower level, you know, I have to mention this every time I do it on Xbox, but I did review the game initially on the PlayStation. So that is where most of my time went into, was that. And then I got a code for this one much, much later. So I was kind of like already, you know, doing that. It was a big thing and blah, blah, blah. You get what I'm saying. So, yeah, Assassin's Creed. It offers a lot. Origins, I think, is a very rewarding experience to jump into. Seriously, like if you're coming in fresh and being like, well, 60 FPS kind of sounds enticing. I think on Series S it looks really nice. It does, genuinely. And I think, you know, that frame rate is a very helpful thing to make this game feel more realistic, feel more alive. I think it just really adds to the longevity and the legacy. I like, sorry, this the eradication area kind of gives me a lull. But I think this really helps the legacy of this game and allows it to be something that people can enjoy many years onwards. Because I do feel that there is a bit of a barrier when it comes to 30 FPS gameplay versus 60. I know a lot of people just will not touch something unless they have, you know, that higher frame rate available to them. And I think that's totally, you know, it's kind of fine. It's fair. But yeah, this is a nice improvement over what we've seen in the past. I think a lot of people are going to jump into this and be like, whoa, it's like a whole new experience, and it kind of is. But I think you can find yourself getting lost in the wonder of like the sand dunes, the cool pyramids, the temples you find yourself in, some of the monstrous type things that go on. The detail and such within this world is really, really cool. And then seeing like the day shift into the night is really, really quite lovely. Like, it gives you such a good sense of wonder. One of the things I would say is that is quite impressive, and I know, you know, maybe you could get like a higher resolution out of this, but this game has a really great, impressive like draw distance. There are points where you're climbing to really high places, and you can see very, very far out into the distance. Like, you know, good density of trees and hills and mountains. And I think that in itself is really, really cool. You know, like, I don't know. Personally, I think that aspect of it is really, really enticing. The fact that you could just kind of, like, see outwards into the beyond. And it feels like there's a lot for you to be able to experience out there, outside of where we are right now. And I think that is really, really quite interesting. And there's, like, fast traveling at different points, and the map is huge. It's very, very big, and everything is, like, kind of level scaled too, right? Like, you're gonna see a scaling of different level tier difficulties and stuff, and yeah, it just, like, it's really exciting to me to have an excuse to come back into this game and play it. And I'll probably be streaming and stuff as well and showing it off on the different platforms because, well, yeah, it's kind of a big update, a big deal. This game really was, to me, you know, very enjoyable. I think it was pretty well loved by a lot of people that dove into it and experienced it when it, you know, released. And over the years since, I think, you know, you still see people hopping in freshly. And I'm very happy that Ubisoft is actually taking care of their legacy games. I do hope that there's a few more that I'd really like to see remastered. Looking at you, Unity, looking at you, Syndicate. You know, some of the holdouts from the last gen that didn't really get any sort of love, even though those are pretty great titles. So that is something that I think would be the next logical step for me, would be seeing probably... I don't think we would just get like a 60 FPS update. I think those ones would actually need a lot more of an overhaul, if that makes sense, like an actual remastering. You look at Unity, and you know what? The 60 FPS, really, really great. It's fluid. It's a good way to enjoy the game. It is, honestly. It's a really, really good way to enjoy that. At the same time, there are some other gameplay elements that 60 FPS doesn't magically fix. Like, it helps, but it doesn't magically fix things. Isn't there supposed to be, like, a bad guy in here? Is it because the fire is burning? They know something's up? They know I'm not here to sell cookies? Maybe I went to the wrong area. There's supposed to be, like, an enemy type thing here you could deal with. The Temple of Amon. Unless I went into the wrong segment, which I don't believe was the case. Yeah, usually there's guards and stuff. I don't know. I could have went to the wrong area. Anyways, cool combat, neat abilities, a variety of different tools at your disposal. Do you want to use your bow? Do you want to go around stabby? You know, there's a lot for you to witness and kind of use. And there's different areas. You can do some boating stuff. I liked that this one wasn't like 100% focused on just like the boating mechanics, because I find that can be a little too much for some people, because I'm not huge on just, you know, the aquatic element of Assassin's Creed that's become such a focus. I do like more of the land-based thing. So this one did have nice bodies of water for you to kind of boat through, and like obviously there's a certain big river and whatnot. But yeah, I did like that balance, that this was more landlocked, land-focused. I thought that was really great. Just like that execution there. Pretty nice, right? Now I feel like the true assassin, especially out at night. But there's so many like fun Egyptian things too, which I think are great in this one that you can enjoy. Just like the scenery, the different critters you can find running around. I think that part of it's pretty cool. I don't know if I can jump from this. There's a lot of ways to traverse around as well. It's not just, you know, like ground-based combat. Oh. Ah, fluidity for combat. So much better. Looks and feels great. I was kind of hoping to get like a really sick headshot there and it would look all cool. I also love the brutality of this game. I don't know if you've been seeing like the executions and stuff, but like They are pretty intensive. I guess maybe there's like another side quest we could do over here. Hideaway side quest. What's this? A question mark. Oh yeah, that's like some of the hidden things you can go and do. Different treasures to loot. Oral encampment. That actually might be a fun little adventure to go on.
Hey, let me at least talk to my wife.
Hello there. He just hit me with his bow? That is so cool. So I do think that this one is pretty accessible for players. You know, I mentioned difficulties earlier, but seriously, I don't think it's too regularly hard difficulty. But if you do need to scale things down, I don't think this one will give you too much of a hassle in doing so, and you should be able to move through all of the areas. Why are the flamingos inside here? Kind of tempted to use the photo mode. There's a photo mode in this. Am I crazy for thinking there's a photo mode? Could've sworn there was. Okay, maybe I'm just not thinking right. Anyways, yeah, like the flamingos just kind of sitting indoors is a little humorous to me. But let's go and let's go take out those people over here. We'll let the guards deal with all this stuff. Oh,
Is that you? Get me out of here.
you are free now. Good luck.
Wait.
I'm not gonna help you get out. That's on you.
I pray they are all lost.
Prisoners in the temple. Free the prisoners. Okay, well, I guess since we're here, we might as well free the prisoners. See, a lot of stuff you can go do. This is a dense world of excitement.
Well, can't be sure it's safe yet.
It's always Senyu do this, Senyu do that. I feel like you almost rely on Senyu too much in this one. Like, the bird's great and all, but fleeing? Who's fleeing? Defending. Defending what? Why are we having such a hard time locking things down on this one? I feel like if you just move around the environment really fast, it'll just like kind of hit everything. So what you're telling me is there's a lot of guys that are trying to kill me in this area. And I need to free priests. Huh. A lot of effort. And I hope the nighttime is still showing this off decently well. It actually looks really cool at night, to be honest.
Hey, what? Cannot escape.
Is he trying to... Oh, he's got like a dagger. I thought he was just gonna like try to punch me. I was like... You are crazy, my friend. It's bold, but you are crazy. Yeah, that is for sure. But it's a good game, seriously. Like, if you've not played this, and sticking around and finding this interesting, you definitely should jump in on this one. It's big, it's expansive, it's bold, it's exciting. And it delivers so many hours of cool gameplay. I love how the camels are just chilling out there. We like, gonna climb up on this and just sort of stab this guy? Okay, well that was not the guy I wanted to stab. I kind of wanted to stab the big brute. And I love how my character's just like kind of taking his time with that execution, you know? It's not like there's a giant monstrous guy there trying to kill us. Ow. I will free you, prisoner. Good luck though, because there's all these guys trying to kill me. And like a proper assassin, you can disappear into the night after doing your business and stuff like that. They'll never know what hit them. All they'll know is, well, there's a guy running around killing everybody. Okay, kind of wanted to get on this rope so I could run this way. See, again, the parkour system, really much better in this. Because I can't tell you how frustrating it's been in some of these Creed games dealing with, like, that kind of thing. The False Oracle, that's the one I wanted to do. But, yeah. I think we have to go back into the temple to go do this one. Let's see if we can get that quest going. The False Oracle. Nice, now we just gotta go down there, kill a couple guys, it's all cool. But Assassin's Creed Origins, I think it offers a lot. It's fun, it's exciting, it's engaging, and it just has so much for you to do and so many things for you to see. It is a really good revamp for Assassin's Creed, and the direction the series kind of going forward, I would imagine, for a while.